check, 1, 2. Well, I think I'm live. Let's see. Yep, I'm live. Perfect. Okay. Morning, Sean Woods. Welcome. How you doing, Sean? This is a real last minute thing. Hope you can hear me okay. I'm testing out the new iPhone 17, which is what I'm streaming from directly to YouTube. And I have the Hollyland L.L.C wireless microphone, so hopefully there's audio. If you can just let me know if you can hear sound, that would be great. And I'm sitting out here on my back deck on this Christmas Eve morning. It's a brisk 60 degrees right now because the sun is in the front of the house. So we're going up to about 74, 75 degrees today here in North Carolina on the East Coast, southern part. So I figured good day to come out, test out the backyard, streaming live from the new deck, new pergola. I don't know if anybody will arrive, how much of a turnout we'll have, but figured why not come out. Whoever shows up, wish Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff, and kick off the holidays on the right note. So sound is fine. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. Do you have any special plans yourself for today and tomorrow? Do you guys get together with family? Are you traveling? Are you home? Let me know in the comments. Let me see if I can get a poll going. Not that we're going to have a lot of people here, but family, friends, and both. Start the poll. Okay. So we got a little poll going here today on this Christmas Eve morning. Are you spending Christmas with family, friends, or both? Let's see, we have Alan in the stream. Merry Christmas from upstate New York. Merry Christmas to you, Al. Thanks for stopping in. Sean says, yeah, Friday, I'll be testing firewalls again, working today. Yeah, I'm not working until Friday. I have to go up and help a buddy troubleshoot network in some condominium complex. So he's an electrician and he reached out for a little help. So the soonest we were able to get scheduled was on Friday. So I'll be right back at it on Friday for sure. So yeah. So anyway, so what's going on? I don't know how many of you folks fly drones, but yesterday, matter of fact, December 23rd, 2025, our government actually implemented the ban on DJI drones in the United States. It's been a long time coming. I know it's one of those things where you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. But from what I understand, it's just on the import of new drones into the United States, not on existing drones or existing DJI drones that are here that there's inventory in stores which is very low at this point in time. Trying to get a DJI drone or batteries or parts in the US is almost impossible, and it's been that way for the last 6 months. But yeah, the ban went into effect yesterday. So apparently once the current inventory that made it through customs and all, and are like in B&H and on the shelves in other places, runs out, we're not going to see any new DJI drones moving into the future. Any new, from this point forward, drones being built, because they're not going to be allowed into the US. Now, does that mean that existing drones are going to be grounded? No. I have two. I have a DJI Mavic Air 2, and I have a DJI Mavic 3 Pro, and I can still fly it. I mean, it's not going to be grounded. I can still take off. They're not going to restrict it. We still have to work with the FAA for clearance when, waivers and things like that, when needing to fly within near an airport, that kind of thing. But it's not going to affect me in that respect. But I worry about things like, what happens when I have to replace my batteries? Am I going to be able to get batteries for these drones? What happens since DJI is no longer importing drones into the United States moving forward? Like what reason or what incentive do they have for wanting to keep up with, let's say, firmware updates on the existing drones, or security patches, things like that? So I worry about things like that. So even though immediately right now the DJI existing drones are not grounded and you can still buy existing inventory, I worry down the road, a year from now, 2 years from now, what the situation is going to be. Maybe DJI won't be ground, or the FAA won't be grounding my drone, but other reasons that beyond my control, like I can't get battery power, or I can't get replacement parts like props if I should need it. So that's a little concerning, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when I guess we get there. So let's see, we got Alonzo is here. Good morning, Alonzo. I have no way of putting comments on the screen today, folks, so this is just a really bare bones minimum type stream. I am streaming from an iPhone 17 directly in front of me. I'm only using my laptop for reference purposes, like to read the chat on YouTube Studio and to maybe reference an article that I want to talk about in today's stream. Other than that, the laptop has no part in getting the content out to YouTube. It's all happening from the iPhone 17. I'm streaming directly to YouTube using the Blackmagic camera app. And as far as the audio is concerned, I'm just using the Hollyland wireless mic, the L.L.C, and I have the receiver plugged directly into the actual iPhone. So yeah, there is no fancy equipment. There's no ATEM 2MEs. There's no audio processors. There's nothing. This is just bare bones out on the back deck, streaming directly from an iPhone. So I wanted to test that out and see how that goes, and figured why not come out on Christmas Eve morning, and wish everybody, whoever wants to pop in, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So, and I see we have Jeremy is in the house. Welcome, Jeremy. I enjoyed your stream last night. I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but I stayed for a good portion of it. And you are off now for the next day or so. When are you traveling? I know you kept mentioning vacation in a couple of your last streams. So let us know in the comments when you're traveling. Let's see. Alonzo says DJI should pull all their products from the US. Yeah, there's not many. There's not many left because, like I was saying earlier, the existing inventory is low. I know I had a hard time. I bought my Mavic 3 Pro back in May of this year, and I had a hard time finding the right bundle that I wanted. I mean, it was very slim pickings even back then. So I could imagine as the year progressed that it's just gotten worse. So once the current inventory runs out, I mean, that's it. As of yesterday, December 23rd, according to what I'm hearing and what I'm reading, all new drones, and even the DJI shell companies, because a lot of companies were popping up, like with, they call them shell companies, basically DJI guts, but you know, an exterior but with a different branding label on it. Even the government has put a ban on all the shell companies as well. So as of yesterday, no more new drones being imported into the US as of now, the way it stands. So you're missing an option in your poll. There should be an option for neither. Oh, interesting, Jeremy. Good point. Oh, let's see. We have 4 votes already, so I won't stop the poll, but that is a very good point, my friend. So Jeremy says, I am leaving on January 5th. Oh, okay, for a few days. Not sure. We're staying the whole week, but will be a nice break, yes. And this is just a quick spur of the moment morning stream. As you can see, I'm enjoying a hot cup of Joe. No pun intended, Josephus. I just wanted to take advantage of it. Trump Jr. on the board of drone company named Unusual Machines. That I have not heard. That's interesting. Unusual Machines. Let me look that up. I'm assuming you're not joshing with me, Alonzo. Let's see. Oh, no. Look at this. Unusual Machines is a technology company headquartered in San Juan, Puerto Rico, with operations in Orlando, Florida, that designs, manufactures, and sells drones and drone components for both consumer and military applications. The company describes itself as a classic American technology company born from garage tinkerers and hobbyists, and focuses on serving the emerging drone industry with innovative products. Well, look at that. That's news to me. Thank you, Alonzo. I was not aware about that of them. I'm going to have, and the fact that Trump Jr. is on the board, I'm going to have to dig in a little bit more and read up on that. But the thing is, they're American companies. There's obviously that one, Unusual Machines. Spideo, I think. I'm not sure. There's another American drone company. They got a long way to go. DJI is just light years ahead of the pack when it comes to drones. They're so far ahead of the American companies than the American technologies. So that'll be interesting. And you know, how long will it take? And I guess also, you know, how cost prohibitive will it be because of all the R&D that might have to go into, you know, trying to play catch up to get on par with what DJI has to offer. You know, and it's funny, it's a funny thing too. I'm not trying to dwell on the DJI piece, but it's kind of funny in the sense that, you know, the reason for the ban is because, quote, DJI drones are spying on American citizens. It's a threat to national security because it's reporting data back to the Chinese government. Well, there hasn't been any proof of this anywhere. Prior to the ban, DJI had requested, they had put out several white papers, and they also requested that the government come in and do audits, spot check audits. They made 3 requests, and not a single person from our government organization showed up. No audits were done. So this ban was passed solely on, let's just say, in my opinion, personal motivations, let's say. So I don't know that DJI, if DJI had anything to hide, I don't know that they would have been that open about requesting audits come in. But we're going to see how this plays out. I also imagine that it's on all DJI products, I believe, not just drones. So I imagine like it's going to be difficult to get the audio-visual products that DJI puts out as well. So it could impact content creators in that respect, and live streaming folks. So that should be interesting. All right, let's see. How are we doing here in the comments? Alonzo says, "Can you guess where the parts are manufactured?" Yeah, let me guess, Alonzo. Alonzo says, "I'm nervous about my network gear. It will cost me $6,000 to move to Unify, checking the cost of GrandStream." I guarantee you, Alonzo, if you decide to make a move and it's between Unify and GrandStream, I guarantee you it'll be less expensive to go the GrandStream route. And specifically, if that's a decision that you decide to do, if you reach out to me, I can get you some pricing that's probably better. If that's the route you decide to go, I could probably get you better pricing on the GrandStream gear than if you were to search it out on your own, and I would be willing to do that for you, no problem whatsoever. So, speaking of Unify, didn't they also yesterday just come out with their own travel router? Now, I haven't read up on it, other than the fact of seeing an advertisement for it retailing at around $79, but I know nothing about it other than what I just said. Let's see if there's anything I could find. Again, I can't put anything on the screen. I can't put comments on the screen. I'm sorry if this is just a really bare bones stream. All right, so what it's saying here is the Unified Travel Router, $79. It'll be available on December 29th. I'll put the link from the Unify store in the chat. That I could do if you guys want to look at it, or if you haven't checked it out already. Here's a link to it. Unify Travel Router. There's a link to what I'm looking at right now. Ultra slim travel router that instantly extends your Unify network wherever you are, bringing secure, familiar connectivity to remote locations. It's showing the specifications on the screen. It's got a lanyard attachment, a secure VPN client, supports both OpenVPN and WireGuard. That's good. It's got a 1.14-inch live status display, integrated dual band Wi-Fi. Doesn't say if it's Wi-Fi 6 or 7, just says integrated dual band Wi-Fi. And it's got a reset button on the back. Let me just see if I bring up the specs, if it says, oh, it's actually Wi-Fi 5. Okay, so it's not even 6, never mind 7, it's Wi-Fi 5. It weighs 3.1 ounces, it says here. It's made out of polycarbonate material. Yep, 802.11ac Wi-Fi 5. Supports 802.11n, G, and B. You can manage it through either Ethernet or Bluetooth. Yeah, so its power method is USB-C. Maximum power consumption is 5 watts. So it's interesting. So, yeah. Hey David, welcome. Just stopping in for a moment to say hello. I'm off to another hand specialist doctor's appointment. Well, thank you, David. Merry Christmas to you. Good luck with your doctor's appointment today, and I hope you and your family have a wonderful Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, holiday week, Happy New Year, and all that good stuff. Thank you for popping in. This is really just a stream just meant really for that. What I had to talk about wasn't really as important as I just wanted to get out here this morning, and I'm on my back deck, as you can tell, with a cup of coffee, and I just wanted to reach out to folks in the community and just say happy holidays. So that was my only goal of this stream, and to test my iPhone 17, which I'm streaming from directly to YouTube. Okay. Let's see. Sean is saying, hey Joe, is Joe here? I don't see Joe in the chat. Unless he means me. Because and then when I read the rest of the comment, can you remind me what made you look at GrandStream for your full stack? I know you talked about it in a video, but I totally forgot why. Yeah, there were a couple of things, Sean. One, I was kind of getting fed up with the constant evolvement of Unify. And if I was just maybe managing my own single network, maybe I would have felt differently. But I just didn't like the direction they were going in. And since I have a production controller out in the cloud, and I manage about 35 clients' networks, the constant evolvement, the constant changing of the UI, the constant, I get improving features. I'm all for, forward movement and forward progression. But, when you're managing a bunch of networks for clients, and for me, 35, I'm sure that's a small number. I can't imagine the MSPs that are doing like hundreds of clients. But again, then when you're doing those kinds of numbers, there's also a team involved, and it's not just a one-man operation. But for me, being a one-man operation, it was just getting a bit much, constantly having to bring myself up to speed on the new UI, the new features, where they took a feature from an existing feature and where they moved it to, where they buried it. And I don't know, I just didn't like all the direction with all the marketing hype, and I really don't care about having a matching, titanium silver rack or titanium silver patch panel or switch ports that light up. To me, that's aesthetics, right? But nuts and bolts of making a network work and be solid, that's what I was more into. So for me, I tried GrandStream access points first before I migrated away completely from Ubiquity and Unify. And they're great. Listen, first off, full disclosure and full transparency. They're a great company and a great product. And if you buy into it, absolutely nothing wrong with it. I have not had a single callback. I got, out of my 35 clients, I have 28 of them are on Unify systems, and only the last several, as I moved away and onto GrandStream, are on GrandStream systems. Of those 28 customers, I have not had a single callback, and some of those networks have been in place now for several years. Replacing equipment because of, I had one Unify access point arrive DOA on arrival. Other than that, I have not had any callbacks, which is a good thing. Again, when you're a one-man operation. But anyway, back to my migration to GrandStream. So it started with access points. So I maintained my edge router and my Unify switches, and then I moved away from the Unify access points, and I said, let me try the Grandstream access points, because Grandstream had sent me a GWN 7630, and I remember doing a video where I tested it against the U6 Lite, and it just blew the doors off the Unify AP. So, and that was in a lab setting. So with that, I switched all my APs to Grandstream, and then I realized, and obviously the more I follow Willie and stuff, and he's all about Grandstream, even though he does Unify content, I decided to give a full stack a look. And so that's what I did when I built this house here. I went all Grandstream with the new construction. I kept the original 3 access points that I had in the other house, but then when I came here, I eventually migrated away from my Edge router 6P and the Unify switches, and went all Grandstream, and I love it. And I've been installing it for customers, well, several customers, and again, even with that, no callbacks. So sorry for the long in the tooth answer, but that's how it went. So let's see. David says, have fun and Merry Christmas. Will do. And Sean Wood says, yep, you. Unify, Jeremy says, Unify got gimmicky. Yeah. And again, they went in directions that I just wasn't me. So I just want networking gear that's solid, cost effective, and it works. I don't need all the bells and blitz and all that stuff. So, like, to pay, you kind of got me going on a semi rant, but to pay the kind of money you pay for, let's say, a silver patch panel, when you can buy a black TrendNet patch panel for, like, you know, a quarter of the cost, it just doesn't make sense to me. But it's, I guess, in home networks, in a home lab situation, I guess that's what people are into, right? Making their stuff look pretty. In a 20, let's see, Sean Wood says, all good, I have Grandstream APs. In 2020, Alonzo says, a Unify update broke my controller, lost access to all devices. Yeah. Sean Wood says, yeah, fine, you're fine. I left Unify for a while, coming back to test, and I think I'll be back out soon. How it plays with layer 3 switching just ain't working correctly. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, because I don't play, I've been out of Unify, so I haven't played with Unify layer 3 switching, but I remember when it was released, I do remember Willie saying that it was lacking, if that's, you know, a good way to put it. But I never explored it, because then I moved on. Then I moved away and went to Grandstream. So in any event, yeah. But if you went, let me ask you this, Sean, if you went all Grandstream for full stack, first off, I don't know, which APs do you have, if you don't mind putting them in the chat, but what would you consider as far as your router and your switches? Or switch, I don't know your environment, I don't know how many, if one switch would suffice or if you would need multiple, but have you looked at it to the point where you've considered what models you would go with? So, let's see. Okay, it looks like we're all caught up in the chat. Alonzo, do these look familiar? Hide my face. They came in this week. Haven't had a chance to even open the package yet. I'll do it like right now in front of us. So we have, these are the, I guess you guys, I hope you can see it. These are the locking keystone inserts from a company called Ampcom, AMPCOM. I bought them on Allied Express about a week and a half ago. I got a pack of 100, and it comes with the one lock I got a pack of 100 for, I think it was $8 or $9. So I'm excited to try them because I had the little black inserts that didn't come with its own lock. You had to use like a pair of needle nose to press and get it out. You couldn't do it with your fingers. And I ran out of those, and I couldn't seem to buy them. They're no longer available. So I am looking forward to trying these out. So, and thank you, Alonzo, for the recommendation during the holiday live stream. But they finally did come in. Again, the company is Ampcom. Let me see if, let me go to their website. There's a link I could put. Ampcom. Let's see. AliExpress maybe? Hold on. I'll put the link from AliExpress in there. I honestly don't know how long this stream is going to go. I wasn't planning on going long, but I also don't know battery-wise how my phone is doing. So that should be interesting as well. It should be pretty good because it's brand new. But let me go my orders. Let me see if I can get a link to these things and see what the going price is. All right, so currently they're at $10.27 for 100. You can buy them in different packs, like 10 pieces, 50 pieces. Like 50 pieces would be $5.39, but I'll put the 100 pieces in there if I can find it. There we go. Yep, 100 colored inserts. So let me put a link to this here in the chat. Let's see. Ampcom, Keystone, locking inserts, I guess they're called. There we go. So that's that. Yeah, I realized, I know last week, on last week's stream, I said I would probably go live this coming Saturday. I wasn't sure, I wasn't committing, but I didn't rule it out completely. Then, a few days ago, my wife reminded me we have to be by my sister-in-law that afternoon for 2:30. And she lives about 45 minutes away, so I figured, you know what? I can go live on Christmas morning, Christmas Eve morning, like do a surprise stream. And I have absolutely iced coffee now, but that's okay. It's about 60, 62 degrees right now. The sun is in the front of the house, so it's a little brisk back here, but it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be in the mid 70s, 74 for a high. So, yeah. Sean says routing firewall. Currently have the Gen 1 Wi-Fi 6 access points. Okay, cool. Very good. Well, same offer goes to you too, Sean. I mean, if you decide to go Grand Stream, I would be more than happy to give you a little better pricing. I don't know. I mean, unless you have contacts through Willie, I don't know how, where and how Willie gets his Grand Stream gear. Probably the same place I do. Probably gets better discounts because he does more volume. But if I can help you out, the offer is there. So anyway, making coffee now. Yeah, I could go back in to drip another cup, but I don't have like my whole studio's not down here. I can't put up any kind of be right back screen or anything like that. You'd just be looking at an empty seat. I have behind me my Christmas tree is on in that window. I was hoping that the lighting would shine through the window as a backdrop, but not the case. And then I got the golf course that I'm looking at, but it was just so bright this morning I couldn't get the camera settings adjusted even with the lowest ISO. And I mean, I had to raise the shutter speed up like ridiculous. And I was just, yeah, no, we'll just face the house. So, oh, I'm just seeing the playback a little bit now. That's how far delayed the stream is. It's me showing the little keystone locking inserts. You were able to see them on the palm of my hand. Good, cool. So I need to reach out to Willie. It's been a while, Sean says. Yep. 2026 should be a good year of new Grandstream goodies. And welcome, Jason. I agree. Jason, it doesn't look like we're getting the point-to-point systems before December ends, because I would imagine Brian's getting a little time off with the holidays. So maybe those P2P systems will arrive in the new year. So there was something else. Oh, he was going to send the new switch line, the new Pro switches as well. He was going to send one of those out as well. And again, I know I haven't gotten it to date. Have you? Did you get anything from him? So, but yeah, they got lots of goodies coming out. They got a NAS coming out in the second half of 2026. Yeah. I also asked him if to send me if he would be interested in sending me the door entry video devices to test out, but I didn't get a response from him on that. So we'll see what happens. What I was thinking the other day was I got a comment on a video from a guy thanking me for my UCM 6302 video that is several years old now. He's upgrading from a 6202 to a 6302 and said the video is very helpful in getting him there. And it made me think, I've had that 6302 now for quite a few years, at least 4. And I don't think, I really haven't been paying attention because I haven't been in the market for one, but I don't think Grandstream has released a new PBX line since the 6300 series. And I might be wrong on that, but I'm going to look now. So that would be interesting to see if that happens soon. Let's see. Or in the next coming year or two. So you see, I mean, yes, they came out with the software, the Cloud UCM. They did come out with that. Was it this year? Or maybe 2024, I'm not sure. But as far as a new hardware appliance, let's see. Yeah, the hardware appliances are still the UCM 6300 series and the audio series, the 6300A. So I would think that potentially we may be seeing some new PBX appliances. But then again, I hate to say like they're perfect. They work. I mean, what are you going to improve upon it? Capacity? Memory? I don't know. They're just solid. Let's see. Alonzo says, I have to find the time to configure my Grandstream UCM. Yeah, Alonzo, I guarantee you if you sit down and put your mind to it, you'll be up and running in less than 45 minutes. It's really pretty straightforward. It's not, I mean, for somebody like you with this tech savvy, you just gotta, like, I'm sure it's just a matter of you looking at your schedule and making the time. You'll get it set up in no time. So the 6300A, Jason says, is a nice unit. I had one. Yeah, like I said, I have the 6302, and yeah, obviously I have the built-in PBX in the GCC 6010 and the 6020. But I didn't, when I got the 6010 and the 6020, I didn't want to replace the UCM 6302 because it's been so solid. And but I did set up the UCM on the 6010, the GCC 6010, to do some testing with Willie back when we did that WireGuard video where we set up calls between his extensions and my extensions. So that's still up and running. In fact, I still have the extension on my desk to Willie's phone. So that was a fun project, and that was very easy and straightforward to set up. So, and the software is pretty much identical. I mean, it's the UCM. So, Jeremy says, I need to configure the PBX on the GCC 6010. I've got a new in the box GS phone as well. What model do you have, Jeremy? Which phone is it? Do you remember? So I think I showed this on Saturday's stream. So the grounding plug from True Cable came in, and this is what I'm going to use to ground a surge protector that's going up by the rack. It's an Ethernet surge protector. It's a PoE++ capable surge protector that is going up near the rack, and literally, like I showed you on the screen on Amazon on Saturday, it's just a green ground wire connected to a plug, and the only thing that's connected in the plug is the ground prong. So what you do is you just plug this in the wall and then attach this to the device you want to ground, and now you've got your device grounded. So that's in, and again, Sean, I don't know if you've been following the channel, but I've been working on an outdoor project here, and I have over to my left, I had electricians come and put in a ground rod, well, attached to my main ground rod, another ground bar. And I have a fast cabling outdoor pass-through PoE switch over here that I've grounded to the ground bar, plus I have another PoE++ surge protector inside the weatherproof switch box. So they're both grounded to the ground bar. Eventually I'm putting the GWN 7670LR outside here. In fact, we're going to have 70s through Sunday this week. I may just finish up that project. The only thing that's stopping me is finding a location where I want to put it, where it'll pass the spousal approval factor. So because I got to also try to somehow conceal the wires, so because when we're sitting out here, this is our outdoor space, I don't want her looking at wires going, ah, looks so ugly, what did you do, kind of thing. So in any event, that's where I'm at. But this grounding plug is for the surge protector that's going on the rack side, so that there's a Cat 6A cable coming from the rack. One of my Grand Stream switches is supplying the PoE++ to the outdoor switch here over a Cat 6A cable, and on both sides of the Cat 6A cable I'm putting the PoE++ surge protectors. I know you can't eliminate 100%, but I'm trying to mitigate the potential risk as much as possible. So in fact, let me take you over, because I have the phone camera on a gimbal, so let me carry you over there and show you what I'm thinking. So okay, here we go, we're on the move. All right, so looking over here, there's the fast cabling switch inside that weatherproof box. Grounding lug is that the electricians put it in for me is down there. You can see the cabling coming up the ground wire. It's number 6 coming up out of the ground. And I have my Cat 6 and the ground wire going up and in. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is, let me take you down into the ground here for a second. Looking at the deck here, so there it is. So I could run the cable along there. Like I was thinking about putting the access point like up there in the corner somewhere and then running down the Okay, looks like I'm back.